Hello farmers, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Maybe you have been asking yourself, how do I know if my catfish are feed up enough? Maybe you have been asking yourself this question like, how many kilos or how many grams can I give my catfish? The number of the catfish you have in your pond. If this has been your question, don't worry, I got you covered in this very video. For every one of you that have been commenting all I've been doing here on YouTube here, thank you so much. And for everyone who have subscribed, thank you. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for your love, thank you for your encouragement, and thank you for helping me to do more of this video. Keep on subscribing if you are new here, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell to get notified when next we drop a new content like this for you. So don't forget to click on the videos whenever time we will upload the video. If this has been your question, like I told you, I get you covered in this video. If you start your catfish right from maybe post fingerlings, if you get them from post fingerlings, at least you'll be using floating feed. And if you get to an extent, if happen that you have the opportunity to do the one of local feed, you are going to change to local feed, right? So how do you know? Sinking feed, which is local feed, goes down into the water, but the one of floating stays on top of the water. So how do you know between the two that your catfish are belly full? Let me say it in our broken language. So how you go take know say your catfish don belly full? How will you know that your catfish are filled up enough? So that is what this video is all about today. But before that, let me tell you something about this feed, the measurement, because a lot of us like calculating, so let me tell you what you can do. Don't forget that I've shared the ideas of the feed you are going to give to your 1,000 pieces of catfish till you rear them to table size, till you crop them. I shared the video on my YouTube already. You can check either at the end of this video or you check down. There's a video that talks about that on my channel here. To break it down for you now, if you have your catfish at their post fingerlings level, you are going to be giving them something like between that 2 to 3 grams of feed, 1 to 2 or 2 to 3. It depends on the breed you have. It may be Claras catfish, it may be hybrid. If you have them post fingerlings, they will be taking between that 2 to 3 grams of feed per one in a day. And if you have them at juvenile level, consider giving them between that 2.5 to 4 grams of feed per day. And if you have them at jumbo size, think of giving them between that 4 to 6-7 grams per day. And if you are going ahead to the one of smoking size, think about giving them something like that 10 upward. So they will be taking between that 6 to 10 grams of feed per day. Now if they have now grown to an extent that they are getting mature, maybe reaching up to 3 months, going to 4 months, or going to 5 months, you should consider giving them, because at this very time all of them will be eating so well. They will be eating badly. Their belly will open up to eat. Remember, I'm telling you, all these measurements depends on the breed of catfish you get. If you get the one of hybrid, I've been telling you on my YouTube channel that hybrid consume a lot of food. They eat more than the one of Claras catfish. So if you have hybrid inside your pond, consider giving them a lot of feed. So that is the reason why I'm saying that you should give them between this to this. Your Claras may eat less, but your hybrid may eat more. So depend on the breed you have, so you give them between that amount. So if you now have them at that very level, consider giving them between that 100 to 300 or 200 plus grams of feed per day. If you have them at broodstock level, maybe at 8 months, they may be taking up to 500 grams, going to 1 kilo, possibly, maybe, but I don't guarantee you. You can just calculate between the number of measurement I gave you now and multiply it times your fish, the fish you have inside your pond. You multiply it by 8, then you measure it, you give it to them. But if yours is just a local stuff, like as you can see me feeding right from the beginning, I did not measure my own feed because I already know what they eat per day. I know the number of fish I stock, so I know the measurement of feed they will take. With my own experience, I know when they are satisfied, I know when they are no longer eating. You get? So for those people that have been waiting for this opportunity to know if your catfish are filled up enough, like they are okay, they are belly full, as we used to say it, there's a way to know it. For instance, if you are using floating feed, that one is very, very simple, easy to notice. If you are feeding them, they will be eating. When they get to an extent that they are satisfied, you are going to be seeing the feed on the surface of the water turning whitish in color. They will be turning white. That means they are no longer eating. So if you are pouring more feed, you are wasting it, and that will lead to water pollution. So that is not good enough. And if number two, if you are feeding them with local, you are going to be seeing it sinking down. For those who are using maybe trampoline pond or using concrete pond, it is easy to see your fish eating if you usually change your water. It is easy for you to see your fish eating under the water or on top of the water. So if you are feeding them inside concrete tank or trampoline with local sinking feed, you are going to see them picking up. So at the end of the day, you will see them leaving some to drop on the floor. So if you notice that, stop. Your fish are filled up enough. Now let's come to earthen pond. The same thing applies to earthen pond when you are using floating feed for them. You are going to see it on top of the water. Just, you may not see it clearly, but when it gets to an extent, you are going to see the feed. They will just come, they will tap it, they will go. They will tap it, they will go. They will just tap it. They won't pick it like they're picking it before when you are feeding them. They will only come and tap it. That means they are satisfied. They are no longer craving for food or no longer wanting to eat anything anymore. Their stomach is filled up, they are satisfied. So that remnant, if it is hybrid, they may later on come and eat it up. But if it is clearance, if they are satisfied, they may not eat it up before the thing sink. It will just turn to whitish and dissolve inside the water. So that may lead to water pollution too. So if you notice that they've eaten their satisfaction and you are seeing some kind of remnants of the feed on top of the water, so kindly stop and don't feed it anymore. So how do you notice the one of local, which is sinking feed inside earthen pond like this? That is very, very simple too. Remember, when you start feeding your fish, like I used to feed my own fish, if you start feeding them, as you are seeing right from the beginning, I was rushing them with the sinking feed, because I'm using sinking feed. Here you can see it. So this is actually 6 mm. My fish are up to 6 mm level. So they are taking 6 mm sinking feed. So when you start giving them, they will be rushing it because they are starving. They want to eat. Their stomach is empty. Each and every one of them is rushing to at least get something, to put something in their tummy, because their tummy is already empty. So they will be rushing you. You too, you will be rushing them with the feed so that all of them will be eating. And don't forget the process, the system at which I used to feed them. You don't pour the feed like you carry the feed like this and throw it inside the water. No, you try to spread it so that all of them can benefit at once. Not that they will be fighting on top one feed, like on the spot, fighting on the spot to get feed. No, if you share it, if you spread it on top of the water, each and every one of them will have the opportunity to pick from this side, pick from here, pick from there, pick from here, and within a very short time, all of them are going to be filled up. And remember, I told you in one of my videos too that if you are feeding sinking feed and your pouring is on the same ice, they may take up to 50 to 70% of the feed before it sinks to the ground. And because you are feeding them on and on, they won't go for the one that enter into the water. They will wait for the one that is coming on, because they are still expecting more. They know that they are not feed up, so they will allow that one to dissolve. That one will now waste and turn into, it will pollute the water. So, and they will wait for the fresh one. Once you notice them, they are picking, you rush them. It will get to an extent that some of them will get fed up and they will want to go. Leave the space for the others. You reduce the way you feed. It will get to an extent whereby they won't even rush any longer. They will just be coming one by one to eat. You still reduce the way you feed. When it gets to an extent, you will be seeing them coming up and be going, coming up and be going, coming up and be going. If you feed them more at that very time, you are going to pollute your water, because they are already filled up. They are not ready to eat anymore. They may be there picking it one by one, but it won't be like before. So don't rush them at that moment. If you can drop something like 2 seeds of the pellet, 3, 4, 5, 10 inside the water, just for some minutes, few minutes, you can leave them. If you feel like they are still there eating, they are not eating, the feed is wasting. That one leads to wastage of the feed and also pollution of the water, which is not good for the health of your catfish. So that is all about how to notice if your fish are satisfied or not. So don't forget, my name is Simeon O. James. If you want to reach out to me, kindly reach out to me through this number you are seeing here. You can contact me on WhatsApp or call me directly with my number. So thank you so much for watching our YouTube videos. Don't forget, keep on subscribing, and we'll have a lot of things to bring to your way.